This is the famous moral story of the honest woodcutter. A simple man, a flowing river, and a choice between gold, silver, and truth. Listen carefully, because this story teaches a lesson that never grows old. Long ago, there was a peaceful village beside a deep forest and a gently flowing river. In this village lived a poor woodcutter, known by everyone for his honesty and hard-working nature. His house was small and simple, but it was filled with love, care, and contentment. The woodcutter owned only one valuable thing, his old iron axe. Every morning, before the sun rose, he prepared himself for another day of honest work. With his axe resting on his shoulder, he walked toward the forest, thinking of his family. The forest was calm and quiet, filled with tall trees and the sounds of birds. Soon, the woodcutter began chopping a tree near the river bank. As he worked continuously, sweat covered his hands. Suddenly, his grip slipped, and the axe flew into the river. The woodcutter stood still, staring at the flowing water in shock. He searched desperately along the river, but the axe was nowhere to be found. Sitting by the river bank, he began to cry, worried about how he would feed his family. With a heavy heart, he folded his hands and prayed honestly for help. At that moment, the river began to glow with a mysterious light. Slowly, the river goddess emerged from the water, shining with divine beauty. She held a golden axe and gently asked, "Is this your axe?" The woodcutter bowed respectfully and replied, "No, goddess. That is not mine." The goddess disappeared and returned holding a silver axe. Once again, she asked calmly, "Is this your axe?" The woodcutter shook his head and said, "No, goddess. My axe was made of iron." The goddess appeared once more, holding a simple iron axe. The woodcutter's face lit up with relief. "Yes, goddess. That is my axe." The goddess smiled warmly, pleased by his honesty. She said, "Because you spoke the truth, I will reward you." And she gifted him all 3 axes. Overwhelmed with gratitude, the woodcutter bowed deeply before her. Carrying the axes carefully, he returned home with joy in his heart. His family listened in amazement as he told them everything that had happened. Using wisdom, the woodcutter sold the gold and silver axes. Soon, his family lived comfortably, without fear or hunger. The story of the honest woodcutter spread throughout the village. One greedy woodcutter heard the story and became jealous. Wanting easy wealth, he threw his axe into the river on purpose. The river goddess appeared again, holding a golden axe. Without hesitation, the greedy man lied and said, "Yes, that axe is mine." Angered by his dishonesty, the goddess vanished into the river. The greedy woodcutter lost not only the reward, but also his own axe. Ashamed and regretful, he returned home empty-handed. The villagers clearly understood the difference between honesty and greed. And from that day on, the story of the honest woodcutter was told again and again. Dear children, always remember, honesty is always rewarded, but greed leads only to loss. No matter how tempting the choice may be, the truth will always guide you to a better life.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And share it with your friends.